Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences. You have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of my content should be viewed as financial advice. So let's do a quick update on Reflex Finance. Some pretty big news announced over the weekend, and it's had a pretty positive impact on the price. But let's jump into what that news was first, and then we'll jump into a couple other updates for Reflex as we go. So as you can see, the big news is Reflex Finance partnering with Safemoon. Now, this isn't just getting added to a swap, although I think that's coming as well. There was surprisingly little information from Myles about exactly what this partnership is going to look like, but we have heard and seen between Safemoon and Reflex Finance that this partnership is there. If you watched the Evergrow and Safemoon AMA yesterday, you also heard mention of Reflex, so they're talking about it in both communities, which is good, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit more than just being added to the swap. Although I suspect that's probably happening as well. That's been asked several times, and I know that Myles and the team have indicated that they've applied to get on the swap. I think it's just a matter of time until Reflex Finance is listed on the Safemoon swap. But what does this partnership entail? That was asked repeatedly yesterday between the Twitter Spaces and the Telegram. And if it's like anything else, Safemoon's usually pretty big on NDAs, and the entire crypto space in general is big on NDAs. I don't think you're going to hear too many details from either token about what exactly this partnership is going to look like and what it's going to mean for both communities. Now, we know that Reflex Finance is planning on doing a launchpad, and Operation 7 is more than just a launchpad. So there's the DEX, and there's a whole bunch of different things as far as that product that we don't know. If you're talking about what makes sense between Safemoon and Reflex? Now, most every project starts on a launch pad, and if they're going to be doing a tiered launch system where they verify that there's not going to be a rug pull or a scam, that's beneficial to Safemoon because there's already been a screening process, and I would assume that Safemoon would want to know kind of what's going to go into that screening process, that vetting process, if you will, before it would get launched on Safemoon Swap. So I could see a definite partnership in that regard. But I could also see the DEX portion of Reflex Finance maybe using the Safemoon swap. Again, these are just my thoughts on what this potentially could mean for Reflex Finance and Safemoon based off of what they've announced and what some of them already have in the case of Safemoon. I mean, they've already talked about their exchange, their blockchain, and they already have their swap, so it kind of makes sense if Reflex is going to build some of those same type of things, that maybe it's based off of the Safemoon's existing architecture. But again, those are just my thoughts on what this could look like. Let me know in the comments, what do you think that this partnership could look like? Now, as far as the price, you can see it's had a pretty good impact on the price. We're up at the 705 mark, and it seems like we're holding steady right around there. And then in the last 2 or 3 days, we've added several hundred people as holders to Reflex Finance. So more than likely, we've got some of the Safemoon community that are investing in Reflex Finance because they see the potential of this partnership. If they did any kind of research on Reflex Finance, they probably figured out this is probably a project they should invest in. And if you remember your history of Safemoon, you can see there's a lot of parallels between Reflex Finance and Safemoon. They both have CEOs that were former Marines. That's a pretty strong parallel between the two projects. Now, here's another great update from the team. And as you can see, here's Myles and here's John. And I'm kind of curious if they talked about their time in the Marine Corps, because if I understand John Caroni's background, he was a former Marine. And obviously we know that Myles was a former Marine as well. I'm kind of curious if they had any discussions about their time in the military. Now, for the last update for today, as you can see, the Reflex Finance website got a massive overhaul, and it looks really good. And they also redid the white paper, so I recommend coming to check this out. It's got a lot of the exact same information on it, but they did make some updates to the overall design, and then there are some changes as far as their roadmap. And they announced this the other day as well. They're no longer going to be doing a wallet, and I kind of agree with that. Doing a wallet makes some sense depending on what you plan on doing with the wallet. So depending on what their plan ultimately was going to be for a wallet, it might not make a lot of sense for Reflex Finance to create a wallet. What do I think the benefits of creating a wallet are? Now, if they can make it so that it's cheaper, if it's cheaper to buy Reflex Finance using their wallet, then it makes sense. But there are plenty of good wallets out there, and it's kind of hard to throw your own take on a wallet at this point. I mean, we've got Evergrow Coin that's building their wallet. We've got Saitama that is trying to release their wallet. We've got Trust Wallet already out there. We got MetaMask that's already out there. We got SafePal. There are quite a few wallets out there, and they all offer their own take on things, but they're all pretty good products. And we still have some that haven't even come out yet. So I don't know that there's any benefit in adding another wallet to the already crowded wallet space. But if you haven't checked out their website and their white paper in a while, it might be worth checking those out. That's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you found the content helpful. So what are your thoughts on the Safemoon Reflex Finance partnership? What are you hoping that they will look like? What do you think it's going to include? I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.